Well, the scripture today comes to us from Exodus. Now, last week we had like a kind of a service that kind of wasn't planned, and it was on virtual, and we talked about the actual crossing of the Red Sea, which wasn't technically in this sermon series, but we threw it in anyway as a background to where we're going to go today. So last week, if you were watching or listening, we saw the people of Israel, the Hebrews, come through the Red Sea. They had completely been freed from Egypt. They were ready to go, and they just got backed up to the Red Sea. They didn't have any place to get through. They saw the chariots coming after them from Egypt. They got scared. They started crying out to God. Moses cried out to God. Even Moses appeared to be scared, and God said, "Why are you crying to me now? Now's not the time to do it. Now's the time to move the people forward." And that's what we talked about last night, moving those people forward. Then we saw God provide again a way for them to get through the Red Sea, pulled the sea apart. The Israelites walked right through on dry land. And when they saw again the chariots coming through and getting nervous, oh my gosh, the Egyptians, they're coming after us. Once again, God provided, closed the Red Sea. The Egyptians could no longer chase after the Israelites. They made it across to dry ground. That's where our scripture picks up today. Except we're not going to read it to you. We're going to act it for you. I use the word loosely, act it for you. But I want you to remember all of what I've just said, and even if you can remember the old Charlton Heston version of the Ten Commandments and them coming across the Red Sea, after they're finished, they're with Moses on the top of this mountain, they're going to celebrate. That's where we're going to start. But I'd like you, if you could, to try to put yourself into the role of how the Israelites must have been feeling. They had seen God provide for them myriad ways, all the way from providing for them in Egypt, even though they were in bondage, freeing them, getting to the sea, opening the sea, letting them cross the sea, destroying the enemy, and here they are. How would you be feeling if you saw God provide over and over and over? That's what I would like you to play today. You are going to play the Israelites. So every time you see a slide come up on the screens, you'll say that piece of dialogue that's in the screen. Okay, that's on the screen, as you can picture the Israelites would be saying it. So after God had freed the community of Israel from 400 years of slavery in Egypt, and Moses had led them safely through the parted waters of the Red Sea, they celebrated and sang songs of praise to the Eternal One for all they had come through. Miriam, Moses' sister, picked up a tambourine. And not for nothing, who actually brings a tambourine when you're fleeing for your life through the desert? Besides Pepe. And once they get over there, she begins to sing with all of the women who followed her with their tambourines, singing and dancing joyfully, praising God.
Let us sing to the Eternal, who has won a great victory. The Eternal has thrown the horse and its chariots into the sea. I've got the joy.
Wait. Miriam. Not yet. Dancing and singing joyfully, praising God. And the people, they had everything they needed. And the people were thankful. And the people were happy. Now, Miriam.
And we're so happy, so very happy. For God provided everything free. We're so happy, so very happy. For God provided everything we need.
Miriam, we got it. It's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. In fact, the people were so happy that they also praised Moses for leading them out of 400 years of bondage. It's his turn. The people were happy. But their happiness was short-lived because Moses then led Israel away from the Red Sea, traveling until they entered the desert of Shur. They went 3 days in the wilderness in Shur, but there was no water to be found in Shur for sure. They reached a place called Marah, and there they found water, but they could not drink the water at Marah because it was so bitter. That is, in fact, why the place was called Marah, because Marah means bitter. And at Marah, the people also grew bitter because they did not have everything they needed. The people were not thankful. The people were not happy. And they sure complained to Moses. I didn't know we had a whole host of them. So Moses cried out to the Eternal for help. So Moses cried out to the Eternal One for help. Moses. So God showed Moses a large branch and told Moses to throw it into the water. And Moses threw the log into the bitter water, and the water became sweet. And the people had everything they needed. And the people were thankful, and the people were happy.
And we're so happy, so very happy. We're God's mighty happy. And we're so happy, so very happy. We're God's mighty happy. And we're so happy, so very happy.
Miriam. It was there at Marah, bitter, that the Eternal established an important standard for the people so that God could test them. Not a pass or fail type test, but a challenge, an opportunity for the people, and a chance for God to see if they would do the right thing. And God laid out the test for them like this.
I'm really not an old white guy, but I play one on TV.
Eternal One, the test. The test.
My challenge is this. If you obey my voice, the voice of your God, that's me, God, the Eternal One, if you listen to what I say and do what's right in my eyes and pay attention to my instructions and keep my commandments, then nothing like the plagues I brought on Egypt will happen to you. Because I am the Eternal. I am your God. I am your provider. I'm your healer. Do you understand, O Israel?
And the people answered God.
Yes. Yes, we understand. You're God. You are my provider. You are your people. We will do what you instruct us to do. We know you love us. We know you will provide for us.
You can sit down now, Eternal One. Don't encourage him. Now, after that, Moses and the people traveled on to an oasis called Elim. There were 12 freshwater springs and 70 palm trees with dates. The Israelites set up camp there, of course, next to the waters, and they had their fill of sweet fruits and drink. And again, the people had everything they needed. The people were thankful, and the people were happy.
And we're so happy, so very happy.
It had now been, we'll be here till Tuesday. It had now been 2 months and 15 days since they had left Egypt. It was time to move on from that oasis, and they entered the desert of sin. The desert of sin, right between Elim and Sinai. Now, maybe it was the name, Sin, or maybe it was just that they were hot and tired, desert. But as soon as they got to the wilderness, the entire community of Israelites again started complaining to Moses.
Look at this desert. Were there no grain in Egypt? It would have been better not kill us there. We remember cities like Why did you take that from us? Let us out of this
Oh, give me a break. And please give me a mic. Thank you.
So once again, the people didn't have everything they needed, and the people were not thankful, and the people were not happy. But God saw all of this, and God heard Moses, even without his microphone being on. And God spoke privately to Moses.
Come here, Moses.
Oh, it's you! Thank God.
You're welcome. Listen, Moses. I've heard the people complaining to you. Sorry, that's leadership, but I do have a solution.
Thank God.
You're welcome. So here's what I'll do. I'll cause bread to rain down from the heavens. See? And the people, they'll go out and gather a helping of it every day, and they can eat the helping of it every single day. Well, as long as they gather every single day, well, except the 6th day. On the 6th day, they'll have to gather the usual amount, but when they go to prepare the bread, it'll end up being twice what they usually gather.
Okay.
Just tell them. And trust me, Moses, it will work. And I will see if they're willing to follow my instructions. It'll be an opportunity for these newly freed people to learn to trust their own leadership and to live out honest responsibilities. It's a challenge to them to begin to live as a real community of faith.
So Moses went to the community and told them exactly what God had said.
Thus saith the Lord, when the evening falleth, thou wilt knoweth that thine eternal has leddeth thou outest of the land of Egypt. In the morning thine eyes will seeth the glory of Goddess. How canst this to be, thou askest? Because Goddess taken thine thou complaints againsteth us as complaints, if against if God. For what if are we that thou complainest againsteth us?
I don't talk like that.
Okay, it's like this. When the big guy upstairs puts meat on your plate tonight and loads you up with bread tomorrow morning, it's 'cause he's heard all that gabbing and moaning you've been doing. And us? Forget about it. What are we? You ain't chirping at us. You're chirping at the big guy. All yous guys do me a personal favor. Tell the whole crew to get over here and show some respect. God's heard enough of your belly aching. Better?
6, 7.
What just happened here? Let's keep going. Good God. Now, while Moses was talking to the whole crew, the entire assembly of the Israelites, they all looked out toward the desert, and extraordinarily they saw the radiant glory of Almighty God, which could be seen in the cloud, and the people were amazed. That evening, quail flew in and covered the camp, and when morning arrived, what seemed to be ordinary dew was all around the camp. But when the dew evaporated, it left behind a thin, mysterious, flaky substance that looked like frost on the top of the dry desert ground. The people of Israel went out to examine it. They had never seen anything quite like it. And they said,
Where did it come from? We have no clue what to make of it.
This is the bread that God has given you to eat, along with these instructions. Only gather as much of it as you need for yourself, 1 portion or a 2-quart jar full. Then pick up 1 portion for each person who lives in your tent.
So the Israelites did as they were told. Well, kind of. Some people gathered a lot, others gathered less. But when they got back to their tents and used a 2-quart jar to measure, the ones who had gathered a lot didn't have any more than they needed. And the ones who had gathered less had just what they needed. Miraculously, each person and each family, regardless of how much they gathered, ended up with exactly the amount they needed. And the people had everything they needed, and the people were thankful, and the people were happy. Now, the thing is, Moses, well, he knew his people. So he had to continue reminding them of God's instructions. He knew the people would need reminders and have to hear it again and again and again.
Now, people, remember what God said? Don't try to keep any bread until morning. Remember that? You either need to eat it all or throw it all away. Remember that? Either eat it all or throw it away. Do you understand?
We understand. We trust. But, of course, some people ignored Moses and tried to save some of it until the next morning, thinking it was a good idea to store it so they wouldn't have to worry about gathering food the next day. And just as God had said, for those people overnight it became wormy and it started to have a dreadful smell. Moses became furious with the people because they had disobeyed God's instructions.
Arg! I'm furious with you people. How can you not trust God? How can you not believe God will provide what you need every single day? Why do you insist on storing what you've been given? Are you fearful God won't come through as God has done in the past? How many times do you need to experience God's provision? Why are you worried about what you will eat or what you will drink or what you will put on? Is not life more than food and the body more than clothing? Consider the birds of the air. Look at the lilies of the field. And who among you, by worrying, can add 1 hour to your life?
Moses, I think those lines actually belong to Jesus.
That's what you think, honey. Who's to say Jesus didn't get them from me?
Great. After that, every morning the people went out and gathered. Each family took only what it needed. By the time the sun became hot, it had melted away. And on the 6th day, the people went out and gathered, but they came back with twice as much as usual, 4 quarts per person. Then all the leaders of the community told Moses what had happened. Moses was pleased and gave the people one final instruction from God.
Listen, people, tomorrow, the 7th day, it's to be a day of rest, a holy Sabbath dedicated to God. Bake or broil or microwave whatever you need for today's meals, whatever is left over. Keep it to eat tomorrow. It won't spoil.
Now some of the people stored some of it until the next morning, just as Moses had instructed. None of it spoiled, nor did it have worms or a dreadful smell. And those people, they had everything they needed. And those people were thankful. And those people were happy. But some of the people ignored Moses and went out to gather it anyway. But there was none to gather. And those people did not have everything they needed. And those people weren't thankful. And those people were not happy. And so God spoke to Moses about it. But this time, it was the Eternal One who was upset.
I can't believe this. How much longer are you going to disobey me? How much longer will you ignore my instructions? Look, I have given you the greatest thing, the gift of Sabbath, a full day to relax and be. You don't have to do a thing. Just let me love you. I'll always provide for what you need. If you fall, I will catch you. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I will love you with an everlasting, unbreakable love. It's even posted in the back of the sanctuary by the center door so you don't forget. I love you. And when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. I am with you and will keep you wherever you go. And it doesn't matter if we're in ancient Israel or 2026 or in the wilderness or even Moorestown, New Jersey. I am with you. You are my people, and I am your God. I will provide. Remember that. Those are my words and my promise.
So the people did all that God directed, and they decided to name this mysterious dewy substance manna, which means, what is it? For 40 years, the Israelites were sustained by the manna God provided. Centuries later, we are still sustained by the manna God provides right here on Main Street. Sometimes when we see it raining down from heaven, we ask, what is it? Where did it come from? How does it keep coming? And my beloved congregation of Christ, truly, we have everything we need. And the people are happy, and the people are thankful. And the people are thankful, and the people are happy. Everyone. And the people are thankful, and the people are happy.
We've got this.